Hey there folks, and welcome back for another video. I'm your host CDB. You are not. Of course, we're going to do a shave video today. Today we're going to do it a little bit differently, and it may go a little long because today I was contacted by a gentleman named Mark, and he actually sent me a link to a lathering video. I will link the video below. The YouTube user's name was I am SMS. And he was doing a lathering method that they're calling the Pajeet method. And I'm sorry if I said that wrong. Now, I have done no homework on this method whatsoever. No homework. I don't have the appropriate soap that Mark recommended. I just want to make that clear at the onset. I'm using Shannon's 25th Street Lime. Mark recommended some very specific soaps for this. I'm using Shannon's just because I like Shannon's. Mark also offered to send a soap for me to try this with. So I'll do the video on the actual procedure with the soap that Mark sends. He was very passionate about it, wanted to sponsor a video. And I was like, no, you don't have to do anything. If you want to send a soap, you can. I'm happy to do it if it benefits the community. And so essentially, as I understand it, the Pajeet method is a sort of variant of the Marco's method. And you can go look up the Marco's method. But when you watch the video, what he does is he loads a product from a soap dish, soap container. It's got a good bit of soap in it. And we're going to do that with our Ariana and Evans. And what we'll do, there's just a little bit of moisture in there. We'll just start putting a very heavy load on this brush. And again, I have not tried this off camera, so it is completely ad hoc here. So it may not go well. I may not have enough product. You know, you never can tell. Anyway, he goes for a while until it gets pasty, and it's beginning to get pasty here. And then he adds water. And so I'm going to add just a little bit of water here. And essentially what it looked like to me was that the gentleman continues until he gets like a semi-bow lather, right? And then he gets the sort of semi-bow lather. He kind of scoops it out, puts it on his face, and then he really begins to work it on his face. And that is my understanding of the method. It's a very heavy load. And Mark said, I'm paraphrasing, but Mark essentially said, look, we realize, this is going to waste product, but we want new users to get a great lather, and that is more important than wasting product. And I would say, yes, that's absolutely correct. So I'm adding more water here, and I'll continue to just work the soap that's in the bowl until I get a little bit of a semi-bowl lather that I can scoop out, apply to my face, and then I'll work it on my face. And so we'll see if it works well for me. Again, I'll link the video below. The user's name again was I am SMS. And so we'll see. I think I think he said in the video that was his first video. He did a great job, killer lather. And so I may not be using enough water. I may not be using enough product. Like I said, this is just my first run in attempting it. And so we're just going to see, how it goes. I'll put it on my face like he did. I'll work it, and then we'll see how it goes. And this is mainly to help new folks. And by the way, we're going to use the Parker variant. I don't know if I mentioned that. It is rolling with Persona Reds. Link will be below for the Parker variant, which you can get on Amazon. I think it's usually like $57. Persona Red link will be down there as well. Shannon Soap's available at Shannon Soaps, and there's probably some other stock lists for it. A little more water, and then we're going to move this up to the face. It's really hard to see in this light, so I apologize. So Mark, if you're watching, this is just my ad hoc first run. I'm not using the soap you recommend, so this may not go like it did for the gentleman in the video. I don't know if his name is Pajeet, and I may be saying it wrong. But anyway, so he sort of scoops this lather out on his face, which we're doing here. We're just grabbing out of the bowl and slapping it on, and then we'll see how it goes. He proceeded to work it pretty good once he got it on his face. Now, my method of working lather is my own. And sometimes, quite frankly, I don't require the same things that everybody else does. I don't, I always say the lather that works best, or the best lather, is the one that works best for you. So let's start working it on our face and see what we end up with. And again, understanding that my lathering technique, and the way that I work it on my face is not the same as the gentleman. He's making the figure eights and he's lathering his whole, across his mouth and everything. I like to talk when I'm lathering, so there's not a lot of dead air. So naturally, I'm not going to be, lathering across my mouth. Otherwise, it's going to go in my mouth, and that's not going to work out. It is, of course, building a fine lather. As you see here, it's quite thick. We could probably add some water to it. Let's do that. I put a little water on my brush. Let's work it a little more just for the heck of it. We do have plenty of lather. There's absolutely no question about that. It's running down off my brush. There's still plenty in the bowl. The quality, quite good. Plenty of it for my use case. So what's the difference here? It's sort of a hybrid bowl lather and then some face lathering. You can see it's getting on my finger. Sort of messy, and the gentleman on the video said as much. But as you can see here, now I didn't use any pre-shave today, you'll notice. So this is I'm not doing any sort of boosting from pre-shave. This is just the Shannon's by itself, using the Ariana and Evans synthetic. And it is absolutely good in terms of plenty of lather. Plenty thick enough, no problem whatsoever. It's quite thick, actually. It's very thick. I probably don't, for my purpose, I probably don't need nearly as much lather as I've got. It's pretty thick. It did a good job. For my first run, it did a great job. So if you're struggling with lathering, maybe Google Pajeet method. And that is spelled, let me look, because I made a note, because I didn't want to get it wrong. I always want to give credit. Where did I write it now? I think it's P-J-E-E-T. They're calling it. So Mark, if you're watching this video, please comment below. Give us some more tips. Look, folks, I don't know it all. I'm learning things every single day, right? Even having done it for, 7 years, 6 years on video, I do believe. And longer than that, because I was, wet shaving long before I made videos. So anyway, when someone gives me a tip or something to try, I'm willing to do my part and give it a go. The lather is very good. It's a very easy way to make lather. For you veterans who are seasoned wet shavers, obviously you're going to probably be thinking, oh, this is not necessary. I know how to make lather. I get it. But as Mark expressed to me, the goal here was to sort of have, and I'm paraphrasing, sort of a foolproof method for new people. And they're sort of combining bowl lathering with face lathering. That's my interpretation, to be very, very clear, all right? So not knowing a lot about the method, but I will say that it did a great job with the Shannon soaps here. And by the way, 25th Street lime, really nice lime scent. I love it. The Parker variant, by the way, set on, what am I set on? I didn't even know. I set it on 3.5. So we're rolling with that. Anyway, the first pass, quite good. Let's rinse down a little bit here. As you can see, there's still some lather in there. We'll just put it out there. I think the advantage of this for new people would be, for one, you're spending more time making your lather, so it's liable to be pretty good. And you're spending more time working your lather, so it's liable to be pretty good on that account as well. So I'm taking a little more out of the bowl here. I think the method works just fine. There are a lot of methods that work just fine. I'm anxious to try it exactly the way it's supposed to happen, and I'll do some more homework on that. Because I'm sure I'm deviating, in some way from his actual technique. And sir, if it is Pajeet, if you're watching this video, feel free to give me some tips and pointers. I am not one of those people with a level of hubris that I think I can't learn anything or I can't pick up things for people. That is just not the case. I'm learning like everybody else. I learn from other people. I use their techniques and a lot of times modify them for my own needs. But I must say, plenty of soap in the brush. The lather is very good. It is more than adequate for my purpose. Now, I think, let me say one thing about lather. I think a lot of people get really hung up about the way lathers look on videos. Look, the ultimate measure for how good a lather is how the razor glides and how your shave was at the end, all right? But I will say, the method here worked terrific. And again, we'll do a video where we just sort of show the lathering process in greater detail with the soap that Mark, one of the soaps he recommended, because he likes it with certain formulas of soap. And so I said, okay, send whatever you would like, and we'll give it a go. So when that happens, we'll give it a go and see how it goes. But I will say, great job to the individual who made the video. I hope your name's Pajeet, and if not, feel free to let me know. He did a very good lather on the video, so check it out. Not many people have seen it, I don't think. Or I don't remember the number of views, but it wasn't a ton. But he did a good job with it, and so let's not, stick our noses up and go, oh, I already know everything there is to know. Or at least I'm not going to. You can if you want to, but I'm not. So there you have it. All right. How is the Parker variant doing? Haven't said much about it. I like the Parker variant. I think it's a really good adjustable. If the handle was shorter, I would love it. I already love it, but I would like it more. It would be something I reach for more. And arguably, it might even take the place of my progress, just because, I don't know. I like the adjustment on it a little better. Overall, I think it's a terrific razor. And again, links below if you are interested. Excuse me. I want to thank everybody for your comments and support. It means a lot. I really appreciate it. Thank you. If you're interested in helping the channel, here are the ways to do it. You can be a Patreon supporter. Links will be below. You can hit that, I think it says show more button. There'll be links there. You can make a PayPal contribution if you want. Again, links below for that. You can, please, if you're watching, subscribe. Only a little over 50% of the people who watch these videos are subscribed. So please subscribe and give me a thumbs up if you appreciate the content. And please know that I appreciate you. So thank you very much. Much appreciated. Let's grab a little more of this. No need to waste this lather. The one thing I will say about this method, plenty of lather. So you're not going to have any you're not going to be short on lather. Some people are going to say, it's too much, you're wasting product. Is that really a problem for, hobbyists? Most of us have plenty enough soaps that, if we scoop a little out, I don't think it's going to be the end of the world. We have more than we can ever use probably in our lives, most of us. So if we're using a little bit extra, I don't think it's the problem. The key here is that we want new folks to have sort of a foolproof lathering method. And I think if you spend the time working your lather in this method, it clearly works. Is it better than X or Y method? I don't know. You be the judge. But it's another method. And I'm sure some critics will come along and say, I've been doing that for years. This is nothing new. Go see this or that thread. I'm only passing on what's been passed on to me. And so that's what I've been told. So if you've been doing this for a long time, then, or if there's other methods, then, sorry, I'm just passing along what I was told. So it worked well, no problems at all with it. And again, we'll get into some more detail down the road. I haven't done any lathering videos recently, tutorials or anything like that. I sort of have my own style that works best for me. And I think that ultimately every shaver will it just comes to you. It's sort of like riding a bike, in that when you learn what to do and learn how a particular soap responds, you just lather it until it works for you. And some people like really wet dripping lather. I don't. Some people like it a little less wet, which is typically me. Some people like it a little dry. And so it just, it's personal preference. Your mileage may vary, as people say a lot. And so that is definitely a thing. Your mileage may vary. All right, terrific shave, terrific lather. Let us rinse everything down. We'll come back and do a post. Stay tuned. And we are back with the magic made by witches. There is witch hazel. Good stuff. Link below if you're interested. Cucumber, my favorite. All right. Oh, while I'm putting this on and getting into the post, shout out to the Stallion. The Stallion made another video. If you are watching, please go to the Stallion's channel, Anthony Esposito. Look at him. Look him up on Google. Hit that like button and encourage him to make more videos. We love the Stallion. We love to watch his videos, so go support the Stallion, please. Thank you very much. Okay, quick review before we get into the Aftershave. Parker variant. Terrific adjustable razor, in my estimation, made in India. The blade was the Persona Red. Links below for both of those. We used the Ariana and Evans synthetic brush. We used the Shannon's soap, 25th Street Lime. Great people. I can only say good things about Shannon soaps and the people who make them, so we'll leave it at that. And of course, we had our first we stuck our toe in and dabbled in the Pajeet method. Probably got it wrong. Don't worry, we'll correct that later. We're going to finish off today with a little bit of blue Stratos. This was sent to me by Con from Australia of Shave the Man. Terrific gent. I love the scent. Sort of an old-fashioned throwback. Beautiful aftershave. I don't know if you can still get it. If I can find it on Amazon, I will link it below. If you like old school scents, this is terrific. It doesn't stick around a ton, but it's terrific. And let's just look at the lather in the brush before we completely sign off. Can you see? No, you can't. The light is terrible. Extremely, I wish the light was better. But the consistency of this lather is terrific. It's not bubbly or airy. It's really, it's a great mix. And I wish I had better light in here, natural light, where you could see it. It's just of a terrific, it's really slick. It's exactly the way you want it. So the lathering method did great. I probably didn't do it right, but whatever I did, it worked well. And there you have it. So until next time, thanks for watching. I've been your host, CDB. You're not. God bless.